because we can agree that there are teachers who have a master's degree who don't do a good job. What other safeguards could we put in place to ensure that teachers are performing at an optimal level, because they're educating you? And so what other safeguards could a school like LCA or a public school put in place to ensure quality teaching regardless of education?
I know that this is something that LCA already does, but occasionally either Mr. Matthews or Coach Galloway would come into a class and observe the teaching of a teacher and make sure that they were staying on track with the content and making sure that they're challenging the students. And I feel like that's definitely a good way to keep the teachers on their toes and make sure that they are doing what they're supposed to be doing and making sure that they're challenging the kids that they're supposed to.
So for public schools, I think one of the if it was up to me, the first thing I would do would be take tenure away. You're already fighting so hard by pink slipping everyone to keep them from obtaining tenure anyways. Why keep it? Because, like I said, for the majority of people, they fight so hard to get to tenure, they get tenure, and they feel safe in their job. So then there's a possibility for them to become subpar after that because they're no longer having to fight to keep their job, because they would have to do something grievously awful and horrible against a student to lose their job otherwise.
So if we wanted to make that performance-based, I guess, to keep your job, whether that's high school or otherwise, what criteria are you going to use to quantify whether a teacher is doing a good job or not?
Immediately, the first thing that I would go to would be test scores and like how when we have new teachers, I don't know if we've been doing this year or not, Coach Galloway, but we had been going in and taking a survey. How do you think this teacher did? Did they teach this well? Did they use technology? I think just doing that for like the first little bit to make sure that teachers are how they work.
So ask the students how the teachers are doing?
Because they're the ones in there with them every single day.
Do you think that those responses are honest and genuine? Have you filled one of those out? Were you honest on that sort of evaluation on your teacher? Good for you.
But I definitely can see where some students would, if they don't like a certain teacher, if they get in trouble a lot in that class, that they would definitely write a bad review on that teacher.
I've always heard about usually athletics coaches, but I think teachers as well. I had that coach, and man, they were tough on me, and I didn't enjoy it. But I can look back now and I realize they really prepared me for this life experience, that life experience, this team, whatever. Do you think that there may be a propensity for those teachers who are a little harder on you because they're challenging you, and in that challenge comes growth, that they may not get that positive feedback that Mr. Small was talking about from those students, but at the same time be a very quality educator that's preparing you for the next level?
I kind of like what Alicia said with like the student aspect and also the observation, so that you get two different standpoints rather than just the student or just the faculty, so that you kind of get to feel behind it.
So like what I was trying to get at was the student response would be your first go-to. Okay, do they have a good pass rate on their test scores for their students? Yes. Do the students genuinely think that this is a good environment? Yes. But if they start saying no, that's where you have your upper management come in saying, okay, what is something actually going wrong, or is it just a tough teacher preparing them for life? So it's not just one or the other; it would be both.
Sorry.
Do you think that if part of their evaluation is going to be test scores, that's not the case necessarily here at LCA because we don't really do standardized testing. If that is the case, do you think that's going to affect the way that the teacher teaches, maybe the content they cover, or is that a good thing? I guess I should ask. So is that a good thing for a teacher to teach to a standardized test because they're worried about their evaluation that they're going to receive? We're stepping way outside of like I know, but I'm just opinion question. I'm just thinking logically, like logical ramifications
Yeah.
of that.
So I could see how they would start to try to tailor it, but those tests change every year as well. So it would be very hard to get really comfortable with just one test to teach every single year. But I was thinking test scores on the grand scope of, okay, you have 6 teachers. 5 of the teachers have an 80% pass rate, and this one teacher has a 2% pass rate. Okay, there's no problem there. I wasn't thinking like everyone's right here and they're just slightly right here. I'm sorry, my brain was not communicating.
Again, I'm just asking.
As future educators, how would you feel if the United States went to a more Spain-like program?
I think it would definitely test the limits of some people that want to be teachers, because right now I believe that some people, this is just a generalization, but some people think that teaching is just like a job that we kind of think about at the end, like, oh, I'll just become a teacher, but it actually is a difficult job, and it's something that you have to have a heart for, and that would definitely prove that people who want to become teachers really do want to become teachers.
When you were describing theirs, my thought went, man, I bet it's hard to find enough teachers there. So are their class sizes a lot bigger than ours over here in the United States, or do you know?
I'm not sure about that, but I know that they had a large pool of about 5,000 people per year that took the exam, and they only accepted 200. So it seems like there's always people that are wanting to become teachers in Spain, even though the exam is difficult and it's very strict competition.
And since they're teaching that position for life, their retention would be a lot higher. They're not going to have people leaving every single year having to constantly fill those holes. Unlike in the U.S., we're trying to hire about 90,000 teachers a year.
That sounds really similar to tenure then. Do you think those teachers get really complacent, like once they pass and they're hired for life? Like, why would I put forth good effort?
But they went through that much effort to get there. So if you had to work that hard, you have the work ethic that you're not just going to, it would be like two different people if they just instantly dropped it and had the work ethic.
It proves that they actually want to go into this field and are willing to do it.
Is there anything that we didn't touch on that you want to make sure that you tell us about what you